Hey everyone, this is Shane from iPadDaily.com, and this is the very first edition of Inside the iPad. Sometimes this show will actually be a podcast, sometimes it'll be a video. I think I'll mix it up because, maybe you don't want to stare at me every single time, which is totally fine. This show actually is going to be cool because it's our first show, and I'm going to do a little bit of news that I shared over on the blog. I'm going to do a really cool review of something I use every day. And then at the very end of the show, I am going to show you something that is really super cool that I promise you no one has seen yet. I know, because it's something I made. So, iPad Daily. First of all, if you're watching this and you've been to the site, I want to say thank you for coming. It was about 2 weeks ago I acquired the site, and it was about 3.5 weeks ago I acquired the site. And I took a week and a half where I had it completely revamped. So the site that you see now is completely new, and I could not have done that without working with Brisk Studios. That was a huge task to take on and do within a week and a half and stuff. So the iPad, here it is. It doesn't have anything with it right now, no case. The day after I bought it, I wanted to get a case. Now I am kind of a minimalist when it comes to these cases and things. I like things without a lot of stuff. Thin, light, just bare bones. So I'm going to talk about the Belkin View sleeve. This is right here. Here it is. Turn it upside down, flip it around. There it is. The Belkin View sleeve is probably my favorite thing right now for the iPad. The reason is, well, number one, it's made out of, you can't see this, but it's made out of neoprene. Neoprene's pretty tough, pretty strong, and as I found today, it actually resisted the rain pretty well. Now, it's not marketed as waterproof, but it did a pretty good job. So it has this little pouch on the front, and I'll try to open it so you can see. There you go. And this little pouch, they say is for accessories, but I'll be honest, I don't like to put a lot of stuff in there. What I do put in there, though, are two things. One, the cleaning cloth. And if you're an iPad owner, you probably have one or multiple cleaning cloths. If you don't, and I mean if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about to clean it. And so there's that in there, and that fits pretty flat. The other thing I usually put in here is some headphones. And that doesn't add a lot of bulk to this, but putting any more in there like the charger, probably not going to work. So zip that up. The seal is great. This is like, if you've ever had a ski jacket, that really tight seal, this does it. The thing I really like about this is the inside. Yes, that is neoprene inside. It is really hard, I am really picky about the insides of these cases. It sounds crazy, but I don't like that fleece lining that are in a lot of the cases. Just not a fan of it. So this is nice, smooth neoprene. And look what Belkin did. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. They lined it with it's kind of a foam lining. And I think they thought ahead, and I'm really glad they did. So when you slide your iPad in, it's not going to get scuffed up by the zipper. And let me put the iPad in and show you how easy and nice it is. So you pretty much just, there you go. Zip it up, and there it is. It is just like carrying a notebook of paper, and I love this case. Actually, it's not a case, it's a sleeve. Technically, it's a sleeve. It is the Belkin View, V-U-E sleeve, and I will actually have a picture. I did a post on the blog, but I'll have a little link on my blog where you can go and if you're interested in getting a sleeve. It also comes in purple, by the way. It comes in two colors, black and purple. I'm not a big fan of purple, so I chose the black one. But check out the Belkin View sleeve if you're looking for something, a convenient way to carry your iPad around. All right, so I promised that at the end of this show I would show something you haven't seen before. And about the second day of the iPad, I was sitting there thinking, gosh, you know, I see a lot of these iPad stands out, but there's not really many I like. So I kind of got this idea in my mind. Well, that idea led to a little bit of a drawing. And that little bit of a drawing led to contacting somebody in Chicago that does 3D CAD drawings. And then that 3D CAD drawing, which lasted all of a month or two, led to contacting somebody in California that does 3D printing. And 3D printing, if you don't know, is kind of like sending it, you just send a file to a printer, but out comes an actual model of what. Takes a long time to do, a few hours, well, depends on what you're printing, but it takes a long time to do. So, all of that is to say, what I developed is something I call the Gorilla Stand. And you're the first to see it actually here. And here it is. It is. You can see it. This is an operational little model of it. And you can see here, it folds in and down and flat. And the reason I did this is so that you could put it in your bag that you carry the rest of your stuff with, and it would be flat and light and versatile. When you want to use it with the iPad, you can prop it up and get it propped up here with its little kickstand there and set it down. Use the iPad. In fact, I'll just pop that iPad right in there and let's see how that experience goes. So this is just a model of it, but I'll go ahead and set the iPad right in there. And there it is. So now I can sit and use the iPad. Kind of hard to see from the side. I guess I could spin this around here. Now I can sit and use the iPad as if wherever I'm at. And then when I'm done, take the iPad out. I take my Gorilla Stand, fold him back and down, and there he goes. He's on the go. So, Gorilla Stand. Now, I'm not quite sure where to take it from here. I would love to have it made, and I'm in the process of trying to talk to people about this little dude right here. I would like to be able to price it fairly inexpensive so that everybody can have a Gorilla Stand. That's the goal. Gorilla Stand. And last but not least, as a way to end the show, I want to show you something cool I found. If you haven't seen it before, then I thought this was really neat. Saw it over on Engadget. If you can see that, somebody took a Mac Classic and put an iPad in it. Hopefully you can see that. If you can't, go over to Engadget.com and search for it. That is really cool. I love the classic Mac, and now with an iPad in it, it makes me really want to go out and buy one. I think that's great. So, anyway, I'm Shane, and this has been the first edition of Inside the iPad. Thank you very much. Stop by and visit the blog, iPaddaily.com.